Good afternoon, guys. This is going to be a part two of the podcast wars with Shaun Attwood and James English. Normally, on normal circumstances, I don't put my name on things like this and I don't get involved with it. But watching social media and seeing all the amount of videos on social media about both sides and both parties is pretty mind-boggling, to be honest with you. And it's quite a good subject to actually talk about, because when you think about it, really, I mean, let me relax a little bit. When you think about it, really, Shaun Atwood, he's got 700,000 subscribers. James English, I don't know how many he's got, but he's got a few 100,000 subscribers. They're both competing with each other. James is saying that Shaun is out to destroy him, and it's going backwards and forwards and things like that. It's all over YouTube for anyone to watch. It's quite open. There's many videos on it. Well, this is the two main points on how I feel about this situation here right now. Is number one, I'm going to talk about Shaun. I'm not going to slag him off because, as I said, he's given me a few opportunities to go onto his platform and share my story. I'm really appreciative of that, and I respect him for that as a person. He does message me a few times a week, and I'll message him back, and I'm pretty friendly with his camera crew and his mates what go onto his platform and things like that. And he also brings people together, people like myself, what hasn't seen my old mates for many years. Shaun's got that thing about him where he pulls people together. He doesn't come across to me as a violent man. In any shape or form about it whatsoever. So he don't come across to me as violent, and he don't come across to me as confrontational. So if you look at his backstory, he got arrested for supplying X amount of ecstasy. I'm not too sure if it was cocaine, but it's X amount of ecstasy. He had quite a big circle of friends around him who was pushing drugs out, and he got nicked for a big conspiracy in America. I think it was Arizona, and he got 11 years, so, or something like that, and he done 6 years. That is a fact, because I've actually seen paperwork proving that point, that he's done that amount, he got that amount of bird for that crime. So that is a fact. I've also got my previous convictions, and everything what I've put out on this channel is I can back my stories up, as you know, all my family and friends follow me, and they know that I don't need to tell no lies. I don't like internet trolls. I don't like keyboard warriors. I don't like anything to do with trolling people on the internet. I'm the type of person, if I've got something to say to you, sooner or later we'll see each other and I'll say it to your face, or we'll arrange to meet each other and we'll have a chat and see what comes to it like that. That's how I deal with things. I don't beat about the bush. I don't stab people in the back. I don't kick a dog while it's down. And I'm as true and I'm as honest as the morning's daylight nowadays, as a reformed person, unlike years and years ago when I was bang at it and I was a horrible person. I wasn't true to myself, but now I'm true to myself. But the only problem I do have is these thoughts and feelings what I get in my head on a day-to-day basis. I can't help but to upload content onto my YouTube, and sharing with you guys what's in my head, what thoughts I'm having every day. And this is why on my channel there's so many different subjects on different things, because I like to bring to the table different stuff, not talk about one thing, and like explain to people like what it was like, and you know what could happen, what will happen if you slip off that slippery slope, the consequences of your actions and things like that. You've got to do a thing called a CAF, consider all factors, whereas years ago I wouldn't hesitate to consider all factors. I'll just act out and pay the price for it very dearly. But nowadays it's all about stopping, thinking and looking at the bigger picture. and that's what it's all about. Age, experience, knowledge, and you know it all comes to in the end when you let it, and when you live your life. I spat at the screen then. When you live life, can you see that cross on my hand? I tattooed that cross on my hand in 1979, and it's still there. Absolutely fucking bonkers. And I've done this barbed wire in Parkhurst Prison. I've done that myself. And then I looked in the mirror, and I've done this one on the side on the side there, and that one, all from a mirror and a homemade tattoo gun. But that's another subject. What I'll talk about, but it'd be a good subject because I've got some good stories about tattoos. Because like most people know, I've been a tattooist all my life, and I come and go to it every now and then. When I get the urge to do it, you know, I get a few of my pals around, and I'll do private bits every now and then. But I haven't done nothing for a few years. The last one what I've done was, I think, 2 years ago on one of my friends, Brad. He wanted his boy's name on his back, and he wanted it in the big old English writing from one shoulder to the other. I can't actually remember the name, but the letters were like that big. A few hours, you know. In tattoo shops, in studios, they're charging £80 an hour because like it's friends and family, you know. I was just like doing it for free, and you know I didn't even like taking drinks off people because that's the type of person I am. But yeah, I've been a tattooist in my younger days. I've been at the top of my game. I've earned very good money. I've spent very good money. I've partied hard, and it's part of my history. God, I'm on a roll tonight. So anyway, this is a few facts for you, and I'm going to sum things up with the podcast wars between James and Shaun Attwood. So, in my opinion, this is in my opinion, and everyone's entitled to an opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion, but this is how I see things. Yeah, right. For one, I'm not saying James English is a horrible person. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but the ghost of your past always catches up with you, and he's claiming to be this special person and this nice person, but yet he's got he got a warning, got pulled in. Something happened in McDonald's with a girl, and whether he got a caution or not for it, it's irrelevant. He actually got pulled in for it and questioned over it, which he fully admits. So, in my eyes, any man that can do that to a woman is wrong. And that's all I've got to say about it. You can't glamorise it. You can't look at it any other way. Women are there to be loved. Women are vulnerable. Women cannot stand up to men. And any man what does that to a woman, to me, is a bully. So me and James hasn't got off on a good start from day one. I've never ever spoke to James, not on the phone nor on Messenger, and I wouldn't want to after seeing the facts of what some people might say. It's only a minor thing. It was only a slap round the head, or it was only a push. But it doesn't alter the fact. It was still a woman, and you just don't. Men don't do that to women. I've got old-fashioned values and old-fashioned morals, and I live by them and I die by them, and I won't change them for no one. So, if you don't like my opinion and you don't like what I'm saying, you can quite easily unsubscribe to my channel. But I'm sure all my new followers and my current old ones, what follow me from day one, knows that I don't beat about the bush and I say it straight how it is. So, you've got James English with that over his head, and then you've got Shaun Attwood interviewing ex-prostitutes, prostitutes that claimed to be kidnapped, prostitutes that claimed to be held under duress at gunpoint and trafficked about as a prostitute. I think her name is Carrie or something like that. So you've got her. She goes on to Shaun Attwood's podcast a few times. I'm not too sure how many times she's been on there because of I haven't watched it, but I've only heard. But I will be watching it soon. But yeah, you've got this poor young vulnerable woman what's gone on to his show, and saying that she was you know, forcefully kidnapped, held against her will, and made to prostitute, to pay pimps, and that they had her on drugs and things like that. So you've got her saying that, and then you've got Shaun doing a hoax video with this same girl dressed up as a schoolgirl. To be honest with you, I haven't really got much to say about it, apart from I'm absolutely disgusted. Whether it was done for a joke, a hoax, or whatever you call it, it's definitely not something what I would do. It's definitely not something what I'll be putting on my channel, and it's definitely something what I wouldn't be associating myself with, whether it is a joke or not. Other people might not see it as a joke, and you could be slandering your own name. So that's how I feel about that. So, you know, I've been asked on my channel who I side in with, and who do I think's right and who do I think's wrong. And my answer to that is, I think they're both as bad as each other. They're both trying to outdo each other. They're both trying to slander each other. James hasn't really mentioned. I've got to give him his due. He hasn't really mentioned Shaun's name on his channel, but I've seen clips elsewhere with like this bullshit what they've got going on to and fro from each other. So as far as I'm concerned, they're both as bad as each other, and that's how I feel about it. So guys, thanks for listening, thanks for sharing. Please be lucky, stay safe, peace.